The soft glow of the monitor bathed the room in a pale blue light. Her fingers danced across the keyboard, immersed in a world far removed from reality. Each click and clack of the keys felt like an escape from the confines of her quiet, lonely apartment. In this digital realm, she was someone else, someone confident, someone fearless. But as she leaned back in her chair, gazing at the screen, one question lingered in the air. How long can she live in a world of pixels before the real world demands her return? Her days followed a repetitive pattern, blending into one another like an endless loop. The mornings brought the hum of silence, broken only by the occasional sound of traffic outside her window. Social obligations were non-existent. She had perfected the art of isolation, avoiding human interaction wherever possible. But when the sun dipped below the horizon, her true life began. Logging into her favorite online game, she transformed into a vibrant character adored by many. Here, she was a hero, a leader, and someone who mattered. Yet, beneath the layers of this virtual persona, was there a part of her yearning to be seen for who she truly was? One evening, as she roamed the game's breathtaking landscapes, a private message appeared. It was from a familiar player, a companion she had teamed up with before. Their message was simple, a friendly greeting, but something about it drew her in. What began as casual banter soon evolved into deeper conversations. They didn't just discuss game strategies. They talked about dreams, fears, and the little joys that made life worth living. The connection was undeniable, but it also left her vulnerable. Could she trust this person? Or was this just another fleeting bond in the ephemeral world of online gaming? The days turned into weeks, and their chats became the highlight of her evenings. She found herself logging in earlier, eager to see if they were online. They were different from anyone she had met in the game, genuine, thoughtful, and curious about her. But as their connection deepened, so did her doubts. Could they truly understand the person behind the screen? Was she ready to share the parts of herself she had kept hidden for so long? One night, their message took an unexpected turn. "What's your life like outside the game?" Her fingers hovered over the keyboard, hesitating. How could she explain her isolated existence, the life she had carefully shielded from others? Instead of answering honestly, she replied with humor, deflecting their curiosity. But their question lingered, haunting her long after she had logged out. For the first time in years, she found herself reflecting on her choices. Was she hiding from the world? Or was the world simply too overwhelming for her to face? This question refused to leave her mind, creeping into her thoughts even as she tried to focus on the game. Had her digital escape become her prison? As their bond grew stronger, the inevitable happened. One evening, they sent a message that left her heart racing. "I think we should meet in person." Panic set in. Meeting someone in real life was far outside her comfort zone. What if they didn't like her? What if she wasn't as charismatic or confident as her online persona? She typed and deleted her response multiple times, torn between fear and the possibility of something real. Could this be the connection she had been yearning for, or was she risking everything she had built in her virtual sanctuary? That night, she found herself staring at her reflection in the darkened monitor. The person looking back at her was a stranger, someone she had neglected for years. She wasn't just avoiding others, she was avoiding herself. The thought was terrifying, but also liberating. Was it time to stop running and confront the reality she had buried beneath layers of pixels and avatars? The next day, she finally responded. Her message was simple but brave. "Okay, let's meet." Her hands trembled as she hit send, a mix of excitement and terror coursing through her veins. This wasn't just a meeting, it was a step toward reclaiming her life. But as the day of their meeting approached, doubts crept back in. Was she making a mistake? Would this person accept her for who she truly was? Or would they prefer the confident avatar they had come to know? What if the very connection she cherished shattered the moment they met face to face? On the day of the meeting, she found herself standing outside the cafe they had agreed upon. Her heart pounded as she scanned the crowd, searching for a familiar face. And then, there they were, a stranger, and yet not a stranger. Someone who had seen parts of her she had never shared with anyone else. As they exchanged smiles, she realized something. This wasn't just about meeting someone new. It was about stepping out of her comfort zone, taking a chance on herself, and opening the door to a life she had long been afraid to live. What happens next is a story still unfolding. Will she embrace this new connection, or will her fears pull her back into the safety of her digital world? Her journey is far from over, and neither is yours. Don't miss the next chapter of this emotional story. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned for what happens next.